A very good evening. It's always a pleasure having you join me for RTV News in English, beginning with the headlines. Rwanda has held its fourth Universal Periodic Review session in Geneva, focusing on progress and challenges in human rights across different sectors. While the Ministry of Sports says that the infrastructure being developed by the country is a key pillar for hosting various competitions, and it also contributes to national development. I'm William Evans Mtabazi, and now this is the news in detail. Rwanda has held its fourth Universal Periodic Review session in Geneva, focusing on progress and challenges in human rights across civil, political, economic, and social spheres. Prince Manzi.
During the 51st session of the Universal Periodic Review Working Group, Justice Minister and Attorney General Dr. Emmanuel Girashebuja, leading Rwanda's delegation, elaborated on key achievements in the justice sector.
These reforms are reflected in external and domestic assessments. For example, the World Justice Program Project Rule of Law Index, which is very well accepted internationally, ranked Rwanda 40th out of 142 countries globally in 2024 on the Rule of Law Index, and 39th out of 143 countries in 2025, while remaining the first country in Africa in both editions, in the 2024 and 2025. The Chandler Good Governance Index 2025 ranked Rwanda second in Africa for overall governance and 29th globally for judicial independence. Domestically, Rwanda Governance Scorecard reported overall judicial performance between 73.47% and 79.5% from 2021 to 2025, with court independence scoring consistently between in the region of 90% to 96%.
In poverty reduction, Minister Girashebuja demonstrated the key measures in curbing the poverty rate in the last 4 years.
Rwanda has intensified poverty reduction and social protection measures. The national poverty rate declined from 39.8% in 2017 to 27.4% in 2024, lifting about 1.5 million people out of poverty, while extreme poverty fell from 11.3% to 5.4% in 2025. Poverty declined in urban areas from 18.8% to 12.7%, and in rural areas from 44% to 31.6%. Under a project well-known Vision 2020 Umurenje program, 1,244,545 beneficiaries from vulnerable households, including poor older people, persons with disability, pregnant and lactating women, caregivers at risk of malnutrition and other vulnerable groups, receive monthly non-contributory and unconditional cash transfers. These transfers protect them from extreme poverty and income insecurity. To strengthen access to social protection and poverty graduation support, Rwanda has trained and deployed 14,719 parasocial workers nationwide at the village level, and they coach households, connect beneficiaries to opportunities and services, and promote sustainable livelihoods and resilience.
In this report, Minister Girashebuja also highlighted Rwanda's measures in curbing school dropouts, as well as the increase in education infrastructures as the budget allocated in this sector increased. The Justice Minister also noted Rwanda's emphasis on gender inclusion.
Rwanda continues to register strong representation of women in decision-making, including 63.3% of seats in the Chamber of Deputies, women, 53.8% in the Senate, 52% in the primary court judgeship, 48% of the national prosecutors' posts, with senior leadership extending to the Chief Justice, who is a female now, The head of the public prosecution authority is a woman. The head of the National Bank is a female. The Private Sector Federation, the head of Immigration and Emigration, the head of the Office of the Ombudsman, the National Commission of Human Rights, the Rwanda Law Reform Commission, just to name but a few. Rwanda has made impressive strides in women's financial inclusion, a cornerstone of women's empowerment and economic participation. According to a report known as the FinSpock 2024 report, the proportion of women accessing financial services has risen, closing the gender gap in financial inclusion.
After presenting to the UPR committee the contents of the report on Rwanda's achievements, representatives of 99 countries who were present in the chamber took turns giving their views. Their remarks largely praised the progress made, while also highlighting areas Rwanda should improve over the next 4 years, after which another report will be reviewed. In addition to the oral interventions, Rwanda also received written recommendations from 103 member states of the Commission. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince Manzi. Now, the Ministry of Sports says that the infrastructure being developed by the country is a key pillar for hosting various competitions and that it also contributes to national development. This comes as the African Handball Championship kicks off today in Kigali.
Rwanda is increasingly becoming a hub for sports and entertainment, having hosted various major international sporting events, including the FIFA Congress, the FIA Awards, and the UCI Road World Championships. Now starting this Wednesday, Rwanda is also hosting the African Handball Championship. Sports fans say that witnessing the excitement of these competitions is a source of pride for them and for the country as a whole. It is of a great value because it brings many benefits to our country. So it is something we Rwandans are very happy about. Even internationally, people can see that we are continuing to make progress in sports. We have seen that our team is strong, and as Rwandans, we stand behind it. The team has been preparing for a long time, and we are confident that we can even win. The president of the Rwanda Handball Federation, Alfred Twahirwa, says that the Rwanda national team is well prepared and that they are pleased with the country's infrastructure, which he described as the foundation of everything.
It's a very big event that we are hosting. All 16 countries are here with professional players playing in a strong team in Europe. They are here to compete for the trophy, the African Cup of Nations, but also to compete for 5 tickets that are available that will be won from here to be able to present Africa in the World Championship that will take place in Germany next year. So it's a very exciting event that is started today until 31st. It's being played here at the BK Arena and the Petit Stade. And the team, Rwanda, is very ready. They are excited. We are starting our game today, playing against Zambia. And we have prepared, and I think it's time to showcase what we have been doing.
The Minister of Sports, Nelly Mukazaire, highlights that hosting numerous major competitions is an opportunity for the national economy. First of all, we are prepared to host them all. And as we committed, it must reflect a good image for the country. Secondly, it is expected to continue providing opportunities for our team to compete better, helping them improve. At the same time, there are financial opportunities because currently there are 16 teams participating in this handball championship, and all of them have hotels to stay in and places to visit. All of this comes with opportunities, which means that as these events take place, we also continue preparing our teams. We don't just want to be hosts, we want to host the games, play, and also win. The African Handball Championship brings together 16 countries from across the continent, and the top teams will earn tickets to compete in the World Championship to be held in Germany.
Thank you, Nora Gladys. Let's now head to Gakenke district, where more than 120 families who were previously living in areas that put their lives at risk have been resettled in Kagano Model village located in Muzo sector. Currently, additional infrastructure is being built there, which is expected to further improve their livelihoods. In the Kagano Model Village, 24 families who were settled there a few months ago have just joined another 100 families, and they said that they share the joy of a new life they are experiencing. Construction work has also begun in the village on a commercial center, a small market, as well as a cattle shed that is close to completion. These works employ about 300 people, most of whom are residents of the village. They also say that this is a development opportunity that they have welcomed wholeheartedly. On Kagano Hill, houses that will accommodate citizens relocated from high-risk zones are being completed, while others are still under construction. Currently, 24 houses have reached the final construction stage, while workers are also preparing the site where more houses will be built. The Vice Mayor of Gakenke District in charge of economic development has called on residents to take good care of the infrastructure provided to them. It is planned that the environmentally friendly Kagano Model Village project will be completed in 2028 with a total of 354 houses constructed. This will include 283 bedroom semi-detached houses and 74 two-bedroom semi-detached houses. The project has been allocated a budget of 5 billion Rwandan francs. Now, the ministry in charge of emergency management, MINEMA, is urging the public to remain vigilant and take precautionary measures, especially during the rainy season, following figures showing that disaster continues to affect people and their property in different parts of the country. Residents recount how on Tuesday this week, heavy rainfall caused flooding that claimed the life of a child and injured two others. The incident occurred in Nyamirambo sector, Nyarugenge district, in the Rwanda area.
I also left my home and came running, thinking it was my child that was involved in the incident because he goes to school in Rwanda. Upon arrival, they uncovered the body and I found it was not my child.
It rained so heavily that the water swept children all the way from up there, killing one and leaving others injured and were taken to hospital by the ambulance. There are also cases where children, including students, are found walking carefree during heavy rains. Some parents are therefore calling on schools to release learners only after the rain has subsided in order to protect them from disaster-related risks.
We are very concerned because following what just happened, we worry that our children will be carried away by running water if they are let out of school when it is raining. There are incidences where children are allowed out of school here in Rwanda when it is raining. We ask teachers and schools not to let students out when it starts raining so we can protect children against risks like thunder strikes and others.
Statistics from MINEMA show that from September 2025 to January 15, 2026, a total of 470 disaster incidents were recorded nationwide. These disasters claimed 67 lives and left 123 people injured. The public is being called upon to exercise heightened caution during this rain season. The public should ensure that their homes are well fixed and also be quick at taking shelter when it rains. For places that attract crowds, they must ensure that they have lightning arresters in place. This is a must-have. MINEMA further reports that from the end of last year to the first days of January this year, disasters destroyed 674 houses, damaged crops on more than 406 hectares of land, killed 33 cows, and damaged infrastructure, including 9 bridges, 2 water pipes, and 29 electric lines. Lightning strikes accounted for the highest number of fatalities, 45 people, representing 61% of all disaster-related deaths. Lightning was also responsible for nearly all the livestock deaths, at 96.9%. Floods claimed the lives of 13 people. Now, the Rwanda National Police has reminded pedestrians to exercise personal responsibility and caution while they use the roads. This message was delivered during the closing ceremony of the first phase of Turindane Tugereyo Amahoro, a road safety awareness campaign held in Kamembe Town, Rusizi District.
Among the measures introduced to enhance road safety is the strengthening of public awareness, targeting all categories of road users, including pedestrians. Drivers have expressed concern that some pedestrians rely excessively on their priority on the road and cross without sufficient caution, a practice that significantly contributes to traffic accidents.
The first mistake that people often make is that when pedestrians reach a zebra crossing, they cross without really checking whether a vehicle is approaching at high speed. They simply assume that because they are on the zebra crossing, they have the right to cross, so they do so without looking both ways. They say they have priority, but priority does not mean safety. You should always look both left and right before crossing the road, or at least be careful because you may encounter a driver who is under influence of alcohol or distracted, such as using a phone. A pedestrian could end up losing their life by not being cautious.
The first phase of the Turindane Tugereyo Amahoro campaign was officially concluded in Rusizi district. Pedestrians, particularly those operating in urban areas, acknowledged that certain behaviors and mistakes can expose them to serious risk. Sometimes we do not look carefully at the road to see if a vehicle is coming, and sometimes we just cruise. Pedestrians are urged to remain aware that errors committed on the road can result in serious consequences, including harm to individuals who may not be at fault. The Rwanda National Police spokesperson ACP Boniface Rutikanga emphasized that the existence of traffic laws and designated rights should not replace individual conscience and situational awareness among road users.
There are laws, but there is also conscience. The way our neighborhoods are built, especially in rural areas, means that houses are often close to major roads on both sides, and in some places, there are markets or other activities. In such situations, a driver should not need to be told to reduce speed. You should be able to recognize that because of the movements of people and goods, you need to slow down so that a child who might suddenly cross from one house to another is not hit. This is something a driver should tell themselves. There are laws, there is conscience, and there is also what happens on the ground, which should guide a driver to make the right decision and based on what they see.
According to police statistics, between September and December 2025, a total of 21 road traffic accidents were recorded in Rusizi and Nyamasheke districts. 7 of these were fatal or serious accidents, resulting in 4 deaths and 10 serious injuries. During the festive season, only 2 fatal accidents were recorded in the Western Province, compared to a previous average of at least 5 accidents per day. Authorities attribute this reduction to the implementation of various road safety interventions, including the Turindane Tugereyo Amahoro awareness campaign, which aims to strengthen child responsibility and promote safer road use for all.
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. I'm William Evans. Have a good night. Goodbye.